when I see the same numbers over and over again, I call them synchronicities, but they're like definitely not just synchronicities. They're signs. And the more synchronicities I see in my life, this means I'm on the right path. This is a sign that everything is coming into divine order for me. The whole point of angel numbers is just to surrender to the fact that there are so many forces in this life that are beyond our control. And if we're moving through life trying to control everything, if we're moving through life terrified of how things will work out, the best thing we can do is just to surrender. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about today's topic, and just a fully honest disclaimer in the beginning. This episode might be considered a bit woo-woo, a bit crunchy, a bit, if you're into angel numbers, you know what I'm talking about. This episode is for you. If you're not into angel numbers or you have no idea what I'm talking about, today I'm going to be talking about all about how we can use numbers as signs in our lives. Is that an okay way of putting it? We're talking about a mix of numerology, a mix of spiritualness, but also just trusting that life is going to work out in your favor. Okay, so there has been a few things going on in my life recently where I have just needed a sign that everything is going to work out. And I have always believed in the power of numerology and angel numbers. I chose the angel numbers 444 to be my numbers for like a few years ago in like 2021. I would see 444 everywhere, and I had a necklace made of 444. 444 is just coming into my life everywhere I looked. And I had this necklace that said 444 on it, and I would have the coolest conversations with people who would point out my necklace and say, "Oh my gosh, that's a sign. Those are my numbers." And they were my sign too, and I was constantly wearing them, so they were showing up in my life more than not. But 444 to me always meant that I was being guided, and I cannot tell you how much those numbers actually influenced my life. I met my fiance while those were my numbers. I made radical shifts in my life while those were my numbers. And recently, I haven't been like looking for specific numbers, but this week on Tuesday, I was having a day, and there were a few things going on in my life that I was kind of at my wit's end about. And I was at the point where I was like, listen, I can't keep trying to control these things. I have been trying my best. Clearly, I need some help. And that morning, right when I woke up, I was like, God, just give me a sign that everything is going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. Just send me a sign. I don't care what it is. And then I got up and I opened my email, and I had a notification that I had a direct deposit for $222. I then went to Whole Foods and I spent $222 in groceries, which was not intentional. I was like, great, I just made $222, and then I just spent it all at the grocery store. I saw 222 somewhere else that day, and then I sat down to write my blog, and I looked at the clock and it said 222. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Clearly, I am getting my sign. So I got online and I looked up what the number 222 meant, and I found this. So if you go online, you can get a lot of different interpretations of different angel numbers, but whenever I just look at it like the first one I see online is what it's meant to be. So I Googled what is the meaning of the number 222? And I found this. 222 is the number associated with balance, collaboration, love, and harmony. 222 is telling you to trust that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to, with divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. I also read that 222 is the number of new beginnings. And I was just like, this is exactly what I needed to hear. And I kept reading about 222 and all about how the basic meaning of it is just to trust that you're on the right path, keep showing up, and trust that it's all going to work out. I have chills even talking about this. And after I read that, I felt this huge weight lift off my shoulders. And then one of the big things that I've been working through in my life, which will stay private for now, it just resolved itself that day. in the most divine and perfect way. And a situation that I had so much anxiety about at first has now been transformed into one that I am so excited about, so lit up by, and it's working out in the way that it was always meant to work out. And again, I'm presented with the lesson, why was I worrying so much? Why was I trying to control the outcome? Why was I nervous that anything but perfection would come out of this situation? And I just have to let a deep breath out because I'm just so grateful that I was given the sign that I asked for. I actually read a bit more about 222, which I'll read to y'all a bit later, but it begs the question, have y'all ever had a certain time in your life where you've seen the same numbers over and over again, whether it was 444, 222, 1111, everywhere you look? Have you ever been in a place in your life where you've seen those numbers pop up, and have they ever brought any meaning to you? You know, you can go on Google and choose your own angel numbers. You'll say, you'll read the meaning of 888 and you'll say, oh, that really resonates with me. Now, every time I see 888, I'm going to take it as a sign that this is what it means. Or you could just move throughout life, and when you see a certain set of numbers over and over again, you could say, oh, this means I'm on the right path. This is a sign that everything is coming into divine order for me. The whole point of angel numbers is just to surrender to the fact that there are so many forces in this life that are beyond our control. And if we're moving through life trying to control everything, if we're moving through life terrified of how things will work out, the best thing we can do is just to surrender. Even if you don't believe in a higher power, even if you feel like there's nothing else out there, just surrendering it to a force greater than yourself, whatever that may be, can be so helpful. And there's something that happens, like something happens to like your molecular buildup when you surrender and trust through whatever form that is, whether it's prayer, whether it's angel numbers, whether it's just deciding that you are sick and tired of trying to make everything work out and you can't do it anymore. Something happens. Things come into place. It's like how they say you never meet your person when you're looking for them. You meet your person when you're not looking at all. That happened to me. I reconnected with my fiance, who I had known from childhood, when I was truly just like not looking for anyone and I was just enjoying being single. And I was just trusting that it was going to all work out as it should, and it did. So ever since Tuesday, I've been thinking a lot about, first off, I've been seeing 222s everywhere. I've already seen them twice today, and I'm filming this at noon. I've been thinking a lot about how my life could transform if I was constantly just in a state of surrender and trust, which is easier said than done because we're told by society that, you know, we can make anything happen if we want it to happen, which I kind of believe, but like we're basically told that, like, we're told to take radical responsibility for our lives, which I believe in. But with also that mentality of taking radical responsibility for our lives, we also kind of think that if we're going to make something happen, it has to be on our own, and we have to be controlling and just like pedal to the metal and force it, and no one's going to fix it except for us. And what I have come to find is that things always fall into place when I surrender. And for me, little signs like angel numbers and numerology have been such a game changer for me. Also, you can look at angel numbers and say, wow, I'm just seeing these numbers 5 times a day. That's just a synchronicity. It's just a synchronicity. There's no meaning behind it. But what if synchronicities were messages from our higher selves or the other forces in the universe to tell us you are on the right path and like good things are coming your way? It's all about perspective. For me, when I see the same numbers over and over again, I call them synchronicities, but they're like definitely not just synchronicities. They're signs. And the more synchronicities I see in my life, the more I feel like I'm being told I'm on the right path, to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep faith, keep trusting that it's all going to work out. I'm going to read y'all a little bit more of what I found about 222, because if you're seeing 222 everywhere, like I am, this could resonate with you. Okay, so this is expanding a little bit on what I read before. Angel number 222 represents growth that is the result of persistence, positivity, and balance. Totally resonated. Confidence in yourself is key. Be aware that you're in control of your life and how you react to it. Slow down and refresh your mindset. Even if you have been putting things off or not utilizing your natural talents like you think you should, seeing angel number 222 should reassure you that what is meant for you cannot miss you. What is destined for your life will present itself when the time is right. Simply trust that fact and be patient. Simply trust that fact and be patient. If you are utilizing your talents to the best of your ability, seeing the number 222 could mean that you are about to grow in those talents to heights you haven't dreamed of. Yes, thank you, more please. Your potential does not have an endpoint. Practice what you want to grow in, and have faith that you will see positive results. Boom. Just reading that on Tuesday, it just gave me such a confidence boost. And I know y'all could be like, Reed, you're crazy. You've just been seeing these numbers randomly, and you went on Google and it told you this random stuff. I'm pretty sure it applies to me because it lit me up so much. And I was like, yes, my vision is clear again for my life. At that time, I was on Tuesday, I had so much anxiety and I felt so unsure about certain things in my life and had no idea how certain things were going to work out. And reading this, it allowed my vision to become clear again. And I could see my next right step to take. And I knew the next conversation to have. And I knew how to articulate what I was feeling with the other person involved. And I'm just so grateful that I saw those numbers and that I had the wherewithal to actually think to look it up and see what it meant. So this week you have two options. You can either choose a certain set of numbers, 222, 444, 111, maybe even just like the number 5 by itself. Choose numbers, or you can take a day and see if there are any numbers popping up to you. And I want you to decide that those are your angel numbers for the week. And I want you to just open your mind to new possibilities and ask for signs. And I promise you, you will see your numbers or your numbers will find you. And I want you to look them up, see what their meaning is, or assign them meaning, and let that be your guide in knowing that everything is okay and you are on the right path. And ask your higher power, what's my next step to take? What do I need to hear right now? What do I need to do right now? There's a great prayer in A Course in Miracles that goes, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? And I say that every morning. And usually every morning when I say that, I get certain signs from the universe that show me where to go, what to say, and to whom. So I hope this message was helpful. I know it's a bit more woo-woo than what we normally do, but I'm just going to be real with y'all. I'm probably the most woo-woo. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm not the most woo-woo person I know, but I'm pretty woo. I'm pretty woo-woo. And I love it. I can't get enough of it. So if you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment. Tell me what your angel numbers are if you already have them in the comments. Tell me if you see any numbers this week. I'd love to hear what y'all think about angel numbers. And perhaps I'll do another video on some crunchy woo-woo stuff, some mystical stuff again. Anyway, thank y'all so much for joining me. I will see y'all next time.